Hey guys, this is Seth here, and well, it's been quite a busy day with a Nintendo Partner Direct that ended up being a lot better than I expected it would be, and a Pinball Bites episode that had two tables that I really look forward to playing. But the fun is not over yet. There's like tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time is the beginning of EVO 2025. So if it wasn't already obvious, based on the reactions I've had in like the last month and a half, a good decent chunk of my reactions, like the highlights, have been fighting games. I haven't been into fighting games for that long, like a couple years. Um, I guess you could argue maybe even longer if you count my love of Smash, Smash Brothers. But um, in terms of like traditional fighting games, ones that have been around for as long, even longer than Smash. I've played Street Fighter and Tekken and Mortal Kombat and Samurai Showdown and Fatal Fury and King of Fighters and Blaze Blue, Grand Blue, Guilty Gear. Um, you know, you name it, I've more than likely played it. And then there's probably even more that I've forgotten. Virtual Fighter, I played Virtual Fighter. You know, there's a lot of fighting game franchises that I've dipped my toes in the last couple of years. And that combined with the nature of this event is going to make things very interesting the next few days. So if you don't know what EVO is, EVO is basically, I like to compare it to the Super Bowl of fighting games. Um, Maybe even video games in general, because it's basically a competitive event like the Super Bowl. It's a competitive event specifically for fighting games. It is bar none the biggest, like I'd argue, it's the biggest, um, competitive thing in the world at this point. Like for video games, um, you thought I was going to go a different direction there, didn't you? But I really cannot stress enough the bombardment of news that happens at these every year. There's a multiple tournaments. There's Artist Alley that happens there. There's a cosplay contest. There's going to be panels this year and interviews you know and demos and everything. Um, it's going to be amazing. There's so much. The thing is that this isn't a 1 day thing. This is 3 days straight. At 1 p.m. each day on August 1st, August 2nd, and August 3rd. It's just going to be 12 hours of non-stop Evo. Like, be it, like, there's, like I said, cosplay contests, panels, interviews, demo, session, like playing, demo, game demos being played, announcements, lots of announcements. Like, that is, I'll get to that in a moment because that's the reason why this is all, why I'm going to be reacting to this. I'm not going to be reacting to any of the actual matches, like any of the actual tournament matches, because for one, there's so many, and if I reacted to every single match that was going on, my voice would never come back. Uh, so I would not want to do that. I like having a voice, even if I don't actually like hearing my voice. I at least like being able to talk. So I don't want to actually run my voice out for 3 days straight of 36 hours of talking over every tiny little thing with Evo. There's just no way that's happening. There's just too much of that. However, because of the fact that I'm not going to be streaming any of this. I will be recording my reactions to any announcements that happen during the course of these next few days. There could be announcements as soon as tomorrow. There's a Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection panel happening at 3 p.m. my time, 12 p.m. Pacific time. I would not be surprised if there was news on there's more than likely going to be news on the Legacy Collection. If not then, on day two, when the top eights of, start happening, which I'll get to that in a moment. Um, so there's going to be a Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection panel, like just a few hours after Evo begins. And then you got a side games panel. Then there's an SNK panel. Well, the side games panel happens a couple of hours later. Then there's an SNK panel 2 hours after that. There's a Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls panel at like 4 hours later. Like, there's a lot of potential spots tomorrow where there could be some news. That's just day one. There's a Virtua Fighter dev panel too, by the way, that happens just before the Mortal Kombat one. So that hour alone is going to be, I'm going to have to be paying attention um, for possibly two or three things. I don't think Mortal Kombat 1 update, because there was a Mortal Kombat 1 update that's been teased, which shocks me because I thought the game was dead. I think just about everyone thought the game was dead, and then they just teased an update. Not going to have new content, but apparently it's going to overhaul things like a overhaul something or whatever. But that could actually happen on day two. Day two is when top eights start happening. So here's the thing about reveals. The vast majority of the announcements will likely happen on day two and especially day three. I'll get to day three in a moment. But day two in particular is going to be big because there's multiple top eights. I can count right now 1, 2, because I have the schedule up in the background. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 top eights that are going to be happening on day two alone. There's going to be even more on day three, but I'll get to that in a moment. Out of these, I can see Mortal Kombat 1. I already discussed the update a bit. We could get a reveal for that. Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. The top 8 for that is going to be happening at 8 o'clock Pacific, so 11 o'clock. So I'm just giving you guys, I'm giving you all an idea of what it is that's coming up. There's going to be things are going to be very sporadic here and weird. Like, you're going to probably see random reaction videos popping up at very random times throughout the next few days. But there could be a couple more, reveals on day two. And then there's day three. Oh boy, there's day three. Where do I even start? All right, so day three, we've got exclusively, there is absolutely nothing else except top 8 matches. So basically what happens throughout EVO, what happens throughout EVO is on day one, it's mainly pools. When all the panels and everything and stuff are going to be happening on the main stream, but on all the other streams, you're going to have pools for all the main games that are in the lineup, as well as a couple of other streams that we're going to be hosting, side tournaments. This is all going to be on day one, pools. A few of them will be top 24 until top 8. So there's going to be some that's like, pools, and then some that are in the top 24 until top 8, phase. Day two, you're going to be getting a mix of all three. Pools, top 24 until top 8, and top 8. When there's a top 8, if it's an ongoing game, typically just before the top 8 actually begins, there will usually be, the devs will usually come on stage and show a trailer or something. Or they might talk about, communicate with fans about what's coming up or, stuff like that. Mortal Kombat 1 could more likely have something. That could happen just before Mortal Kombat 1's top 8s. Top 8 begins. The top 8 for Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising is like, it's like 10 hours later, and that's just subject to if it actually, everything goes according to plan, because more than likely, things might happen sooner and things might happen later. It depends on how quickly they get through matches and any technical difficulties and stuff like that. But Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising is currently scheduled to happen 10 hours later. So, like around 10 hours later. So, this is going to be an all-day thing. And I don't think there's going to be anything else here. Under Night's not getting any more characters. Guilty Gear Rev 2, Guilty Gear Xrd Ed Rev 2. No, that's If they use Guilty Gear, it's gonna be on day 3. Yeah, it's pretty much that. It's looking like Mortal Kombat 1 and Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising will probably be the two announcements on that day. And then day 3, it's nothing but top 8s. You got Grand Blue, Guilty Gear Strive, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, Blaze Blue Central Fiction, and the King of Fighters 15. Top 8s all on day 3. Now, not all of those are going to have announcements. Blaze Blue Central Fiction won't have an announcement. King of Fighters 15, well, King of Fighters 15, maybe? I don't know. Um, I'm not sure, actually. It could. I think they're still updating the game, aren't they? I think. There's so many fighting games that I can't even keep track of what's still getting updated and what's not. All I know is day 3 is going to be even busier. So EVO has already stated that on Sunday, they say tune in on Sunday to hear from Invincible Versus, Guilty Gear Strive, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, Virtua Fighter, Tekken 6, Tekken 8, Street Fighter, and more. I was about to say Street Fighter after Tekken, that's why my mind whooshed right there. Tekken 8, Street Fighter, and more. There's 6 things right there on Sunday alone that I had to watch out for. And then I'm going to be having to react to 6 and more potentially. That's the thing I need to clarify too. There's going to be potentially 9 things just this weekend alone that I will probably have to react to, that I more than likely will be reacting to. Like 9, reveals and updates and stuff. And that's just what's already been announced. We don't even know like what might be what might be being like what might be like what might be getting made behind the scenes. Like there's stuff that hasn't actually been announced, like things that have actually been uh that there's actual surprises. We don't know. There could be more than 9 for all I know. But just based on what we already know, this is going to be busy. This is bar none going to be the busiest thing I'm going to be reacting to. There's so many things I have to look out for, and for all I know, these actual these surprises, I'm gonna have to be especially careful about because I don't know when they're gonna show up. They may happen in the mainstream, they may not. Like I said, there's going to be a lot that I have to pay attention to. A lot. Now, not all of them I might react to. There's Hunter x Hunter stuff happening too. Hunter x Hunter, Nen Nen Cross Impact, or however you say it. I'm probably not going to pay much attention to that. Invincible Versus, probably not going to pay attention to that much either. In fact, I don't even know what Invincible Versus is. This is like the first time I've even heard about this, I think. Oh, wait, is Invincible Versus that game that was... Hang on, I think I know what that is. If that's what I think it is, then no, I gotta tune into that too. Hang on. Invincible Versus. Can I see? Yeah, it is. This was that game that was announced in the Microsoft presentation, like the Xbox showcase. Oh, yes. Okay, so I gotta pay... Oh my god, I gotta pay attention to that too. Damn it, this is gonna be... Alright, I gotta pay attention to that too. I completely forgot about that. I keep forgetting about that fighting game. I didn't realize it was a fighting game until like after the Xbox showcase had happened, and then later on it's like, oh, right, this game. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things I gotta pay attention to on day 3, and 3 more on day 1 and 2. 10 videos. You guys may end up getting 10 videos from me over the span of the next few days. I'm not even kidding. I just want to warn you all right now. you know, I'm looking forward to to all this news. I'm not surprised though. This is possibly the most jam-packed Evo, like, because I remember the last two Evos, there wasn't really much um, that I can remember from Evo 2023, I think, because I was still just getting into fighting games at that point. Um, Things didn't really take off for me until Evo 2024, like 2024, and I just remember all the announcements happening for Evo 2024. But I get a feeling that Evo 2025 is going to be surpassing that. There's just so much, like, so many characters we need to get gameplay for, you know, and teasers for, like Street Fighter 6. We're probably going to see C Viper, you know, Guilty Gear Strive. We're probably going to be seeing Lucy, and maybe even a teaser for the next season. You know, Mortal Kombat. Like I said, Mortal Kombat 1 update. We might get a trailer for that or something, or news on that. We're more likely going to get news on the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. You guys remember I popped off pretty damn hard when they revealed that. Um, I'm sure you all remember that, but like there's that. Invincible Versus. I wouldn't be surprised if they revealed more about that game because all we have, as far as I can recall, was the reveal trailer. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. We're probably gonna get more character reveals because we haven't heard much about that. We're probably gonna get a reveal of a character for Virtual Fighter 6. Um, God, we're probably gonna get maybe a character. I don't know if we're gonna get a character reveal for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Maybe a gameplay trailer for. Have we gotten a gameplay trailer for Ken yet? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Like, keeping track of, like I said, keeping track of all these games is not easy. It is not easy. There is so much to look forward to. I picked a very, very great time to get into fighting games. There's just so much. I'm so excited. You know, as for new games announcements, I mean, I kind of doubt it because the thing for me is the new game announcements that have been made. I feel like have already been made. Invisible Versus and Marvel Tokon. Could there be some surprises? I mean, there's been and more. There's that's been stated. I just don't know what else they could show. You know, and the thing for me is too is there's already so many games that they've confirmed are going to be getting news about. You know, like there's so many. It's like what could they do? Like what else could they show? Like I have no idea. Like this is going to be a very jam-packed weekend, and I can't wait to see what is going to be you know shown off. As I said, as my voice cracks, as I said, there's gonna be a lot of videos coming up in the next few days. 10 videos, maybe even more, depending on if there's what surprises are shown. Um, so if you notice any kind of if you notice things are a little bit more active during the weekend, that would be why. So, um, but yeah, it's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of games, a lot of news coming up. I can't wait. So, I did want to. I know that this was happening so close to the Nintendo Partner Direct and also Pinball Bites episode, but I did want to make this its own separate thing because I mean, I really felt like it needed to be. There's just too much. Evo kind of feels like too much of its own separate thing, and it's just too big, like so big, and it's so unique that I felt like I need to explain this in a separate video because the video would have the video I did yesterday would have been another 10 minutes on top of that. So I didn't want to keep you guys. I didn't want to drone on for like 30 straight minutes. Like this is already like 20 minutes on its own. So I do you know hope you guys are looking forward to it. I really hope my wallet can handle all this. I don't know, but I'm excited. So I will see you all throughout the weekend for Evo. we're finally going to see what's been held back. Because if you remember, there's been a lot. I've been saying multiple times throughout these reactions in the last month and a half. It has felt like a lot of companies have been holding off for EVO. Like it feels like the bottle, like the dam is about to burst. That's what it feels like. So I can't wait to see what happens. I just hope I remember that before each top eight, or like if it's getting close, I need to remember. Go ahead and because I'm gonna have throughout the time that Evo is going on each day, I'm gonna have XSplit on in the background, XSplit up in the background, and the moment I see that something is about to be revealed or someone's talking, like a dev is on stage talking or something, I'm gonna immediately hit the record button, boom, and let's just let the fun times roll for that reveal. So, we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I've said that many times. So, but for now, I will see you all throughout this weekend for Evo, reactions to reveals and stuff. But for now, this is SSF signing out. Sayonara, guys.